Yeah, this is Tommy. I've seen a lot of videos here on the internet about lathes, and I'm kind of trying to make myself a little shop. Now this is a drill press that I got. I tried to set it up as a milling machine with a 4-way vise. Didn't work out too good. But anyway, I got this Logan Lathe that paid $1,000 for it. It's missing some gears and stuff, but I got quite a bit of things with it, and I'm just going to show you some things here. You really can't see. I got a better focus. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm checking the spindle runout. I don't know how well it's focusing. You can see that's just barely moving around with that little flashword style indicator. I got maybe one of those marks, a little less than one of those marks, and that's a 10,000th. So the spindle's running true within about 10,000th, and probably what that is just dirt and stuff in there. I got another belt for it and quite a bit of stuff. I got some gears here. Got a whole set of gears, and I had to make a little stuff. I had to only had one idler bushing, so I made one, and so just a little bit of introduction to the lathe. What I'm trying to do now is check the accuracy of the chuck and stuff. Now the next setup here, I'm checking the back plate of my 3-jaw. And again, I don't know, we got light or what's the deal here, but this here has about 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 10,000ths of runout. I would think that's pretty good. I have got well, that's 15, 25, 30 10,000ths, which is about 3,000ths of a runout once it's clamped into a 3-jaw chuck. And down here you can see this end. I don't know, it's moving around quite a bit. And so let me just change this. I made this, by the way. This is just an old socket I had ripped off, and I ground a square on it. Let me turn this around about 180 degrees and tighten it up again. Then I had this old nail I had found. That's pretty cute. Yeah, it's about 8-10 inches long. I just welded it on there. I'm gonna use it to machine off for hexagon for my 4-jaw. Alright, I turned it around a little bit. Now we got about let me set my 0 here. around in there somewhere. There's 15, almost 25, 10,000, so about 2.5 thousandths by moving around. So this 3 jaw is between 2.5 and 3 thousandths off, which is looks like a lot on that little dial there. But with a regular dial indicator, 2 to 3 thousandths, apparently that's not too bad for a 3-jaw chuck. Well, I exceeded the limits of my little one, so I put a big dial indicator in there, and looks like I'm about 50 thousandths out, so I'm gonna try to zero that. Alright, don't laugh at my cheapo indicator setups, but if you can see that, I got that within, looks like about 1,000th. That's as good as my limited skills will get. And if I look down here, that's from 15 to about 12. So 16, let's get a 0. I can't really add in my head like this. These things are so sensitive, just moving them changes everything around. I can't do it, so there's a 0. Alright, so it's got well, right, looks like about 3 10,000ths. You can't even see that needle move hardly. Yeah, 1/2 thousandth. So according to this, it's 3 10,000ths out. I guess that's pretty good. I don't know what a real machinist could set them up to. But now what I'm going to do is just crank the carriage here and see what kind of angle I got. Wow, that thing's really moving. Looks like 10 thousandths in about 10 inches or so. And this little one I probably exceeded my limits on it. I'm not sure what's going on, and I probably don't have them, and I don't have that exactly on center. That might make some difference. It still says about 3 10,000ths, and this one's showing me about 1/2 thousandth. But that's a lot of run out, I would think. It's a little better now. I'm up at 5 thousandths from 0 to 5. Now tubal cane had a, well, I can just move it, I'm just barely pulling on that thing, and I'm deflecting at 10 thousandths. And this one's not on. Yeah, there's 6 thousandths. I'm not sure exactly what the calibration on this is. It says 5 10 thousandths, but a run out down here now, well, this is about 20 thousandths. I'll set that at 0. Pretty close. Yeah, -1. 19, so I got 20 thousandths run out down here on the end. This little one is going off the scale. So I went from 1/1000th to one end, about 10 inches, 20 thousandths. So I got about 1/1000th per inch. That's not very good, I wouldn't think. I had done this all before, and I think I had 3 thousandths in that. Anyway, maybe I got a little something in my threads or something here. This is an old lathe, 1942. I went through a lot of it, took it all apart, cleaned it. I see everybody else's lathes and they're all clean. And I have a chip pan, so I used a piece of metal here and an old paint for the majority of them. I got oil everywhere on this thing. I don't see how anybody keeps these really clean lathes. But anyway, that's what I was going to do, is line the tailstock. But yeah, I'm still showing 1/1000th run out here, and each one of those, I don't know what that is. I have to figure that one out. So look, three of those graduations. Maybe those are, this is 5/10,000th. There's 5. I don't know, maybe that's a 1/1000th, moving like that, because that's about what it looks like up here. I'll get a little more accurate. Yeah, just a little over 1/1000th. This is still moving 3 marks. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on with that run out and that thing that far. I don't think it should be that much. Yeah, I'll use this method of averaging. So what I got here is 22 thousandths. So I set that at 11 thousandths, which would be the middle of my error. And when I run the slide down, I'm at maybe 12 thousandths. And here I'm at 11, 12.5 maybe. And let's see if I can see what's happening with this little guy. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's on 3. Running it into the truck don't do it no good. So this is moving 3 thousandths, or 3 of those big marks, whatever that is. And this one is moving 1.5 thousandths roughly. Again, I could possibly have these things off center, and that might make a difference. But 22 thousandths run out when I had about 1/1000th down there. don't know if that's good or bad. Seems to be bad. But again, if I split the middle and put it right on 11 thousandths and then run it down, I've got 1 thousandth. So I got 1,000th in 10 inches. That's actually a little more, probably 12 inches. Let's call it 1,010. 1,000th and 10 inches. I think that's pretty good, I'm not sure. Alright, I played around with this some more. I got this jaw centered within 1,000th. Right now I've got the tailstock in. This is a test bar I followed Tubalicane's instructions on. You center drill each end and then you turn them at a 60-degree angle so they're true to themselves. Actually, you know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm running this in the 4-jaw chuck and I should be running it on a center. But anyway, my little guy down here at the end of the travel is showing about 2 5/10 thousandths, so that would be 100 thousandths. I guess that's 1/10 thousandth of an inch runout. Of course, that's probably in the grind of the thing because it's running on the tailstock. This one up here is showing about 2 thousandths, so that's a few inches away there. Now, if I take the tailstock out, see what happens here. See this top one. Just take tailstock out and in is moving about 1,000th. This guy down here is probably moving 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 of those measurements, and runout is, well, 15 all the way around. Runout up here is about 10, 12 thousandths. So anyway, with it, put the tailstock in, just holding that pretty straight and then checking the runout here on the top. I'm right at a little past 0. Down here a little past 1, so I got about 1,000th this way, and on this one I hit the tailstock, so 2 marks here, so that'd be at 10 thousandths again. I'm sorry, yeah, 10 thousandths. In the middle of them, moving a few thousandths. But basically, this thing is at the most has 1,000th, half a thousandth on the vertical, and down here we're under 1,000th. So I got my tailstock in right. I don't know how much I'm going to have to mount both of these indicators. I'm going to do that right now and see what we got. Alright, I got these both mounted on the same place in the shaft, roughly same plane. And I'm right at one. Don't want to hit nothing here. Let me get a straight look at it. Okay, there's 0. It's coming around about 1/1000th. And this one, is there a 0? And it's coming around to about 2 5/10,000ths, so there'll be 10 10,000ths. So I don't know. You know, this one is apparently about maybe around 1/1000th, and this is showing me 2 10,000ths. At any rate, and I checked it, this is the vertical. I'm starting to get some little nicks in this. I tried to be careful with it. But anyway, I think that this is probably pretty good. If I take my tailstock out and do it, yeah, it looks like I got about 8/1000ths there. And about 9. Maybe these are thousandths. Right there's 0. And that's 9. I wonder if this could possibly be 9/1000ths. This one, I bumped a thing. Let's see if I can get it to 0. Good enough. So these got to be thousandths. Each line must be 5 10,000ths. Each division is 1,000th. Okay, so that makes both of these jive, then each one is 1,000. So I got 1,000th, 9,000th. If I put in the tailstock, I'll just use the bottom one now. So I got about 1.5 thousandths, and this way it's on 1 and it's going back to 0, so about 1.5 thousandths, which is not too bad. I got 2 thousandths maximum run out on it. This one is showing me 1.5 thousandths. So it looks like this one here is 1,000th. That helps me calibrate it too. So it's like all is good. So at this point, I got a couple thousandths run out over a foot, and this is with the mounted in a chuck that I could only get within 1,000th. I should have probably had it on another center, but basically it's a pretty good lathe. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of the little projects I make here. One of them was this thing here. Now I didn't have a gear stud here for the back box, so what I did is I had a piece of bronze and I turned me you can see the hole in it there, it was an old keyed shaft. I turned me a piece of bronze that was the same size as the gear, and of course my gear fits over it there, but since I don't know what I'm doing, I turned it a little small, so that wasted that piece. But I was able to put it in and measure everything, and my 1/4 inch here was good, and I was able to figure out what length bolt I needed and everything else. But this was a fairly interesting little project. I wound up making another one. I turned it and then center drilled it and then bored it out to the size of the bolt. Next time I took I think that's a 7/16 bolt, so I took a big 1/2 inch bolt and turned it down to size, and then I made the bushings. Figured I had to make the bolt fit the bushing, and then the bushing, of course, I got fit within a couple thousandths in the gear, and now I've got it down to where it'll turn 3 thousandths per revolution, which is a really fine cut. Anyway, here's the end of my first little installation of my 10-inch Logan lathe, and I don't know if it's be any use to anybody, but I've got so much out of the YouTube guys, and they've helped me so much. Keith Finner, Turn Right Machine Works, Mr. Pete, Tubal Cane. Now there's several guys. There's an Australian guy that's got a lot of stuff. A lot of people got some really good stuff. And I didn't know anything about a lathe before I started, but now I'm going to be building some things, and you'll get to follow along with me and see my mistakes, and maybe if you see me doing something wrong, you can make a comment and tell me a better way to do it. But that's all for now, so I'll see you later. Bye bye.